Okay, so I'm just going to show you some ways of playing Rescue Me. I'll start from the intro because that's a very good place to start. All right, so we're just starting on a basic E major. You can see where my fingers are, just forefinger in the first fret, other two fingers in the second fret. And it's just an E with an E suspended fourth. So if you watch my little finger, and notice that when I bring the little finger down on the string, it's just in between the strums, so it's you can sort of hear it. And then we go into the verse. This morning touches another day. Lay here thinking, are you lonely? Alright, now the next note in the next chord in the verse is actually, it's an A7. Now, traditionally I would play an A7 with my forefinger on the D string and then the middle, skip the next string, the G string, and then the middle finger on the B string. But because where we're going next, I'm actually going to switch these two around. So I'm actually playing an A7 with my index finger on the B string and the middle finger on the D string, still skipping the G. So it's exactly the same chord, just playing it with the two different fingers, because after this note I'm going to be sliding up and I need to have my fingers in the position, otherwise it gets too difficult. So right, so in this one, in the A7, both fingers are in the first fret. Then you slide the index finger up to the third fret, and then the middle finger goes along to the fourth fret. So it goes from... Now, I don't really know what that chord is called, but it sounds nice. Now again, moving the middle finger up one more fret, and then taking the forefinger off and placing the fourth finger down. So we're still using the same strings, but this will just make it a little bit easier for you to sort of go up and then come back down again. Then we go back to the E. So I'll just go through that little... Well, I asked you, would you stay? Come on, stay. Right, so you might just need to practice that. Alright. Okay, so after that section, leading into this is, I guess, like a pre-chorus. We go to a C sharp minor. Now, if you've seen any of my other lessons, you'll probably know that when I play bar chords, I try to make them as simple as possible for me. So I only hold down the bottom two strings with my index finger rather than the entire fret. I don't mean to be so desperate. So we go up to a B. Where are we? And again, we only have the forefinger on the bottom string. Don't want to bother you, which is an A. Up to the B. If you find that you want to change your heart, down to the C sharp minor, and then up to the A. Come around, come around. So now we're ready to launch into the chorus. We've got our fingers all set in position on the B. Now what we're going to do is just take your index finger off the bottom string. So you've only got those other three fingers remaining, and then hit all the notes. It essentially is a B, but it has an E bass. Now you want to keep your fingers in exactly the same position, but just slide them up the neck of the guitar. So just loosen your grip slightly on the guitar to allow your fingers to slide up the strings. And Now, I would normally play this song with my cutaway guitar because it would allow me to get a little bit further up the neck. This is probably one of the few songs that I play that I have to do that. But on this occasion, I can still just make it. All right, so basically we go from the 7th fret, although my middle finger is in the 8th fret and the other two fingers are in the 9th fret. So we just want to slide up, and so my middle finger is now in the 13th fret and the other two fingers are in the 14th fret. So it's a fair way up, but it sounds really nice. Now, if you were to play this, essentially all it is an E major chord played an octave higher. Okay, so here's the same sound. This just has a little bit more of a sweetness to it because it has quite more high notes in there. So it's so you might need to just practice that transition so it's nice and smooth. Don't worry about the squeaking on the strings. Kind of like it myself. All right, so then the next chords after that, just these two fingers here, so your middle finger and the 4th finger. So the 4th finger is in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th fret. 4th finger is on the D string of the 9th fret. And the middle finger is on the G string in the 8th fret. Just going to slide down 2 frets there. And then back into the chorus, up on the B with the E bass. And then to finish off the chorus, just the B with the normal B bass, but just just have your index finger covering the bottom string, not the whole fret. And then we go back into the intro. So if we just go over that chorus. Rescue me. Can't you see I'm falling? 'Cause you turned away before I could say that I'm always falling over you. Right, so then we go into the second verse. We do exactly the same thing. Now the only part in this, there is no real bridge in this song. There is a solo. Now it's a beautiful nylon string solo. The chords that I play over the solo are simply so it's just a C sharp minor down to an A, back up to the C sharp minor. Up to the B. Falling over you. Right, so this is the time where the song really comes down. It's just over the chorus chords. Oh, goes out into the chorus, and the song finishes on the E with the E suspended 4. So there's not a lot to it. You just might need to do some practice to sort of get your fingers in the right position, and maybe in a different position than what you're used to in terms of the A7. So we're sort of doing the A7 upside down to allow our fingers to move up and down the fretboard. And then, of course, practice that transition in the chorus. Right, so see how you go with that. Okay, just with the strumming. It is nice open strings in this song, and it is a ballad, so you want to have a nice loose wrist when you're playing it, but also, really let the bottom E string ring out, because that really does provide a really nice bass sound to the song. Even in the chorus, when you've got that B with a nice E bass, you really, really want to hear that E bass. So it's the strumming pattern is. Have a play with that.